Hi everyone, it's Lindsay here from So Sweet Samuel and welcome to Video 17. Today is Monday the 30th of January 2023. I have no notes today, so expect even more chaos and unprofessionalism than normal. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. It's going to be even more chaotic than normal. So anyway, welcome back. Grab yourself a cup of tea, cup of coffee, glass of wine, G&T, whatever your tipple is, depending on the time of day, whatever you fancy. So I've got some finished objects, some work in progress, got some knitting, some sewing plans. Yeah, I think that's all. Some knitting and some sewing plans to talk to you about. Finished my book I was listening to the other day. One's A Step Too Far by Lisa Gardner. It was really, really good. There was a real twist at the end. I thought, you know, they dragged it out towards the end. I thought it maybe could have finished a little bit earlier, but it was really good. I listened to it on Borrow Box, which I do recommend. Borrow Box is a really good service. But it was a really good story to listen to, so I'd like to see if I can get some more of her books. So I think the next book I'm going to listen to is The Family That Left by Lisa Jewell. I've read Lisa Jewell before, but this will be another Audible book I listen to. I'm reading It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover. I'm reading that book and that's good so far. Yes, so finish objects. So I started this jumper back in June and it was a jumper out of the Susan Crawford book called Evolution, and it's this jumper on the front cover and it can be knit in 4-ply or double knitting. I went for the double knitting option. It's knit in one piece and it's knit bottom up, and I got all the way up to the yoke. And then I just had a major panic attack and decided I couldn't do it. There's a charted pattern or there's a written pattern. So I was going to go for the written pattern because I've never knitted from a charted pattern. But I just decided I couldn't do it. For whatever reason, I decided I couldn't do it. So I put it away. I put it in the naughty cupboard. And there it sat for months. Months and months and months and months and months. Couldn't see it, so it didn't exist. And I kept mentioning it on here, saying I will get it out, I will get it out. But I never took it out the cupboard. Well, I decided I needed my great big knitting bag from Stitched by Mrs. D. It's the largest knitting bag I have. And for the current project I wanted to start working on, I needed this large knitting bag. But I still left it in the cupboard, still in the naughty cupboard. Didn't want to get it out, so I just left it there and left it there. And then in the end, my lovely friend Kay told me to go and get it out of the cupboard and start working on it, not to be so silly. So I'm not sure what day I did get it out. Maybe it was, I'm going to say Wednesday last week. I don't think it was because my friend Silvana came round, but I'm going to say for argument's sake it was Wednesday last week. And I got it out of the cupboard and ta-da! It is finished. So this is the Orcadia sweater by Susan Crawford, knitted in DK weight. It's got really pretty lace pattern on the top, on the yoke, and it goes all around the back as well. And this bit actually probably took me, well, I had that finished by Friday evening. That was done by, because I wore it on Saturday to dancing. So that took no time at all to finish that off. That's how close I was, because I kept thinking I'm going to whip it back, I'm going to frog it, and I didn't, because I thought I have done so much of it. So that's come out of this book. This is a lovely book. Whether on anything else, well, I am planning to knit something else out of this. Let me see if I can. So there's a picture on the front cover. Oops. There was a picture on the front cover of the jumper, and I knit this in in Rowan Recreate. Sorry, it's just knocked his cushion over. It's upsetting. There you go, Mike. I knit it in Row and Recreate in the colourway Rose. This is the yarn that's all recycled. It's 100% recycled yarn, recycled from garments and plastic. So you see flecks of other colours in here as well. But it's ever so soft. It's lovely. Obviously I don't know what it's going to wash up like, but it was lovely to knit with. And it feels lovely. It's not scratchy or anything. So I was really pleased with that. I think I bought 6 balls of it. And I've got 2 full balls left. And I also brought, hello, come on, cuddle. I also brought 5 balls of this in cream and 5 balls of it in blue just before Christmas. And I've got 2 balls of this left in a pink. And what I would like to knit at some point, you're saying hello? Good boy. Say hello to everybody. At some point, I would like to knit this jumper. Milo, can you move out the way? You sit down. You sit down. We've had this conversation. You can get your own channel. Sit down. At some point, I would like to knit this jumper. I think this is called the Rosa. There's a jumper and there's a cardigan version. Can you get down? And I would like to knit this, obviously with the main colour being in cream, like quite a darker cream. And then just doing all the roses in this pink, not having dark and light roses, all the roses just in this pink. And then I'll get some green for the green, because I've got 2 balls of this, so that'll be plenty. The only thing I'm a bit disappointed about with this jumper, which I will amend on anything else I knit, it's not quite long enough. And the other thing I'm not too keen on is the neckband is a bit too loose, a bit too wide on me. I just feel my back is really exposed, and with my bad neck and everything, I just feel a bit chilly, particularly this time of year. But there are some gorgeous patterns in here. But that'll be something, yeah, look, there's a closer up. A close up. But I think I will just use the pink that I'm got my jumper in now as all the pink for the roses, and I would just get a green double knit. I don't think they do a green in this Recreate. I'm not sure, but I don't think they do. But I think any green double knit, because you don't need a lot. It's only on the leaves. And then I'll just use the pink for all the pink of the roses and this stitch there. And the pale pink, I'll just use all the pink that I've got, because it won't take a lot, probably only take a ball. But they do it as a cardigan version and a jumper. I think I'll probably go for the jumper version, although I do like the cardigan. And it'll all be knit in one again. So I don't know, I'll have to have a think what will be easier. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think I could do? Cardigan would be, I don't know. I suppose a jumper's going to be more wearable, isn't it, in the winter? I do like the cardigan, but I reckon I'll probably go for the jumper. But I certainly won't be doing that yet. That'll be a next winter time. So put that way, so I'll just put that there. So that has gone into my knitting log in my planner. So I showed you this right at the beginning of the year, my planner, my bullet journal, and I'm just recording everything I've knit. So I've written there, I'm going to frog my mum's long socks because they were too tight on her calves. So I'm going to frog those back. I haven't knit the tiny baby anchor sweater yet. What's that say? Oh, the king. Done quite a bit of the king. I found another pair of 3mm needles. He's not ready to show you today. I think I'm going to go to recording every 2 weeks actually, because I think weekly is a bit too much. Because I feel I need to have more things to show you. So I think we're going to go to every 2 weeks, if that's okay with everybody. Yeah, but I really wanted to start the anthology throw. So my lovely, wonderful mum, last Thursday, oh, I can't open my bag. Oh, what have I done to my bag? Why can't I open it? There we go. It's another gorgeous bag from Stitch by Mrs. D. This was in her advent calendar this year. So you would have seen this at Vlogmas. It's beautiful, isn't it? Love all the different woodland characters on there. I think they're all beautiful. Even the little fox with her stocking and her basket of knitting. And I don't like foxes because they ate my chickens too many times. I just love that bag. And the poor little cat in the stocking. I think I like the little mice best. My mum has wound up most of my balls of wool for from dandelion and dogwood, because I did a couple and then I got in a mess with one. I've got a few more to wind up, but I'm going to leave them lying around tonight when I'm tutoring and see if my mummy will help me. She does it so much better than me. So I have currently put in 1, 2, 3, 4. Am I on colour 4? Hold on, that's 6, 7. Yes, I'm currently putting in, coming to the end of colour 4. My mum thinks I'm mad because by the end of this I'm going to have 1,155 stitches on the needles. It's very hard to show you because it's knitted in the round. I can't remember what they said it's called. I think it's called a pie crust blanket or something. It took me about 3 or 4 attempts just to be able to do the middle, because you start, I think, with 8 stitches, and to be able to join 8 stitches in the round was actually quite fiddly. But I am loving it. It's such an easy knit because you knit 6 rows and you have a pattern row, then you knit another 8 rows and you have another pattern row, knit another 8 rows, and so on. I am absolutely loving it. There are so many variations, like colour variations, because it's part of the Knit Vent 2022. So lots of people have knit it obviously from their advent calendar. Oops. So you've got some really wild and wacky variations of it, and then you've got some very muted ones. The ones that, oh, I can't think of her name, the lady from Knitting on the Float did as a sample. That is beautiful. I think she just picked 4 colourways and has done full skeins, but just used them. She changed every 6 colours, I think. Yeah, every 6 colours, 6, 12, 18, 24. Yeah, every 6 colours she changed. It's beautiful because it's a real fade. And I am absolutely loving that. So I'm just on colour 4. I'm going to put colour 5 in later on today, but I'm absolutely loving that. I want to make one for my mum and for my sister, but I think I'll make those later in the year. My mum gave me some skeins of turquoise yarn and my sister gave me some skeins of purple. So I'd quite like to have a contrast to go with those, but I'm not sure what, or whether I would just knit it in the plain yarn for them. But yeah, but there's not a lot else to say about that. I said to you last week, the Knit Vent 22 had 5 patterns, I believe, and they are all gorgeous. They're available to buy singly, or you can buy them as a collection. I bought it as a collection, and I will be hopefully knitting all of them, because in my Dandelion and Dogwoods advent calendar, I won the advent calendar, and that also came with a full skein as well. So I don't just want to knit socks, but I just love that. I can't wait for it to be, when it's big enough that it's going to keep me warm as I'm knitting it. But have a look on Instagram at the other variations of the anthology throw, because it is absolutely gorgeous. I think I've mentioned this before as well. So I signed up for, well, I suppose you'd call it a make-along, and it's Patreon only, and it's from Sincerely Louise, and it's called Knit the Year. And it's a secret knit along. So if you have 2 options for signing up, you can sign up and you just get a PDF pattern every month. And that, I believe, is £5 or £5.99 a month. I think it's £5 a month. And you source your own yarn. Or you pay I'm going to say £26.99. Now don't quote me on that. It might be, I don't think it's any more than that. It might be a little bit less, but let's say it's £26.99. And you get, I think you still get a PDF pattern, but you get the yarn sent to you, hand-dyed yarn sent to you. And then you knit the item. It's an animal. And then you get access to a live sew-along as well. And there's a Patreon page. Well, I've signed up just to do the PDF pattern, just £5 a month. And I hadn't really thought any more about it. And then I'm Patreon to a few groups. And I was just looking on my Patreon page on Wednesday last week. And the picture popped up of the pattern. And I thought, oh, this will be perfect for the first knit along. And it's the Forge DK from King Cole. So I'm going to wind this up and I'm going to have a go at knitting this up. Now, officially, we're not allowed to reveal the knit along. Yeah, no, we're not allowed to reveal what it is. But if anybody's interested in signing up, I can send you, I can put a link in the description box down below. If anybody's interested, let me know and I'll try and share a link to it. But it's Simply Louise and it's the Knit the Year knit along. And I think £5 a month is, you'd pay that for a pattern, wouldn't you? And there's all colour pictures, all step-by-step pictures, and then you get a link to a sewing up as well. So I think it's worth it. I can't afford the kit version, but I think we've all got enough yarn stashed away. Talking of yarn stashed away, I was just thinking this morning, every room in my house, apart from the bathroom and Samuel's bedroom, every room in my house has got yarn in it of some form or another. Maybe I should put some yarn in Samuel's room so Samuel's room doesn't feel left out. It could be feeling left out, couldn't it? Maybe I'll go and put something in there. But please tell me I'm not alone. Literally every room in this house has got yarn. Is that bad? At least if I got locked in any room, apart from the bathroom or Samuel's room, I'd be able to knit, wouldn't I? If I've got needles in all of those rooms. Don't know if I've got needles in all of those rooms. I've got loads of yarn and half-finished projects under the stairs because until recently I would start a project and then I'd never finish it. I'd get bored. I think it was because it was always piecing things together afterwards, wasn't it? And I got bored at that stage. And I've got some half-knitted objects under the stairs and I think, you know, do I go and rip those all out? Or do I just carry on with those? Maybe I'm going to come back to you in 2 weeks' time. So maybe what I'll do in 2 weeks is I'll bring those and show you and we can decide whether I rip them back or whether I knit them. If I can find the pattern and how much I've done, do I knit them or do I rip them back? You can decide. And tell me as well, am I alone in my stash of yarn everywhere? And should I hide some yarn in Samuel's room so Samuel's room doesn't feel left out? So yeah, let me know if you would like the link to Sincerely Louise to join me in this make along. And then I've also got a sewing project cut out, and it is the Sew Over It, and it's the Pussy Bow Blouse. And I think I've cut out this pink version, which I'm not sure which version that is. Doesn't say which version that is, but I've cut out that version. Well, I think that's version 2. Probably version 2, isn't it? And it's all cut out. Oh, it's all obviously reversed, but it's all cut out in fabric I had quite a while ago. Oh, it's not showing you the fabric, is it? Oh, stupid person. That's not even... Oh, hold on, I've just dropped a pin on, so I need to find it because of Milo. Oh no, where's that gone? Did I drop a pin? I felt something hit my leg. Maybe I didn't. It's cut out in... Let me see if I can find a piece of the fabric to turn it over. In this fabric here, which has got stars and constellations on. It's like mid blue, and I got that from a So Hayley Jane box quite a long time ago. That's the tie. So you can hold me accountable to see if I can get that finished as well. I think I cut it out and then I haven't done it because I thought, oh, chilly, a bit too chilly, chilly. And now because I can't sit for long periods of time at the sewing machine, so what I might do actually is maybe tack that all together and then sew it all together another day. But that's all there. What's that? Is that a sleeve? Is that a sleeve? Oh no, I have done some. I've done the actual blouse part. Done more than I thought I'd done. Let me turn this in the right way. So I have only got the sleeves to do. So that's the blouse part. I just need to give it a bit of a press actually before I put the sleeves on. It's quite pretty, isn't it? But it's such thin fabric. I think that's why I put it away. I decided it was a bit chilly to carry on with that. So, yeah. So that's where we're at. Wonky Donkey's still naked. I should have done what I said I was going to do and make the clothes first. Because I just sit around naked for months, if not years. I will get them made, some clothes, but I think because now I don't find it comfortable to sit at the sewing machine. That's my excuse anyway. That's my excuse. So, yeah, oh, I want to say thank you as well. Thank you so much for your lovely comments on my crocheting. I will carry on because I really do think it's going to hopefully show a journey of my crocheting. You'll see the first Holly Fairy, and then hopefully if I get them all done over the year, you'll see the progress I make. I think maybe what I should do though is just get her made and show you her finished rather than show you her in bits and pieces, because when I just held up those legs I thought, oh my goodness me, they just look horrendous, but nothing looks good in pieces, does it? So maybe I'll try and get her finished, but I'm loving my knitting at the moment, and I know I can just sit and knit and just knit. I don't need to think about what I'm doing, whereas crocheting I've got to concentrate. Somebody suggested going down a needle size, but I'm already on a 2.5mm hook. I think I already took myself down a hook size possibly, because I wanted to be sure that I got the right size. But I was thinking as well, Samuel was desperate for the peas out of the Rico Rumi book, and that's what got me started, because he fell in love with the peas in the pod from the Fruit Gang book, and he really wanted the peas in the pod. So maybe I'll do those, get my confidence up, do those, because that's a bit easier, because that's just going round and round, isn't it? So maybe I'll make him the little peas for his birthday. Oh, excuse me. And then go back to the flower fairies. So, yeah. So I'm going to leave it there. So a bit short. But as I say, I think every week, I don't have enough to show you every week. But I did want to come and show you my jumper today. But there's no socks today. Which is a first for a very long time. But there is good progress on the anthology, because I must have started that when I left you on Monday, actually, my anthology. I think I started that straight away on Monday when I left you. So that's why there's no socks, because I just got into that and then I finished this jumper. So that's why we have no socks today. So, yeah, so I'll be back in 2 weeks, maybe with a finished blouse. Hopefully with some more progress on my anthology. I maybe drag out all my whips from under the stairs. Maybe with this knitted up, probably not. Yeah, lovely chatting to you. Stay warm, and I'll see you all in a couple of weeks. Take care. Bye.